Looks so beautiful here in the forest. Newly moisturized vegetation from an all-night rain. Not sure how much it dropped, but it was supposed to be about an inch or so. It's going to help with the fires that's up ahead of me here. I don't know, 5 or 6 days out. Might even put them out. Looks gorgeous though. Even though socked in right now with trees, it's absolutely beautiful. It gives it that greener, moisturized look. And the trail nice and soft because it's wet and damp instead of that just dry dirt. But this area has a lot of pine needles and such on it, which gives it that soft, cushy feel anyway. It's a beautiful day. A few miles into it already today. Gonna be a good big mile day. Could be dried out here today for the rest of the day, and the sun will be peeking through now that the storms passed through last night. And it was just last night, all night long till early morning. So I got a little later start today, but it needed it. So I'm glad it got it. And I'm glad it happened at night so it doesn't affect me hiking today or over the next few days as well. Standing on the summit of Cove Mountain. Not to be confused with the Cove Mountain that has Dragon's Tooth. No, I did not turn around and accidentally start going southbound. It's socked in with trees for the most part, but over here, I'm actually above the clouds. You can see some of the other mountain summits and valleys, but above the clouds is where I am right now. And then over on this side, it's socked in with fog and clouds, so you can't see anything over there. So I'm hoping it opens up at some point here, because that is just absolutely gorgeous views. I love it when I'm above the clouds. Whole new perspective, whole new feeling of beast mode. But Cove Mountain, apparently the second Cove Mountain of Virginia, is in the bag. The fog has completely surrounded me now on both sides of the ridge, but the sun is peeking through up here, and I can feel it and see it, which means that fog or those clouds are getting thinner and moving out. So that's a good thing, which means it will be sunny. I would say most of my life, 95% maybe. If it's foggy, the sun usually burns it away at some point. If it's cloudy, not so much. But this is definitely fog up here right now. So it's gonna burn away. It's real thin. And that's a good thing, because I'm gonna get some good views that way. But more importantly, I'm gonna feel the sun and its warmth. Yesterday was kind of a chilly day. Wasn't really expecting it to be chilly. There was not supposed to be any wind, and there wasn't much of a wind. It's 5 to 10 miles an hour, but it had like a really cold feel to it. And it seemed obviously humid because it was going to rain at night, and that system was moving in. So it was really chilly. And like I mentioned on the last video, I actually did have a trail angel pick me up and took me backwards to Daleville, and I stayed in the bunkhouse at Beach Hill, or Beach Hill, it could be pronounced either way, hostel there. They've been in business for like 3 years now, and a really, really nice couple, really care about the hikers. And in fact, Beth, who was the owner, and Steve, also the owner, was telling me that they feel this is their calling in life, to help out the hikers and to have a place restorative to them that can restore them, whatever that means to them, health, mentally, spiritually, physically, whatever. And it does do that. It's a very welcoming place. Oh, the dog is so awesome, Maggie. She is just a sweetheart. And the whole place is just a really nice place. She'll fix breakfast. And one of the highest pressured showers you've ever had is an outdoor shower. So nice. It's like a massage and a shower at the same time. But I wasn't there very long, just to sleep and get out of the rain and get back on the trail. And that's pretty much all I did, is I ate and then I slept, and I caught up on some sleep finally, which was really nice, hearing the rain above my head all night long. I was the only person there. So that was always good to me. But check them out when you go through Daleville for sure. Like I was mentioning in yesterday's video, the Super 8 is nice and all, but it's definitely noisy too, because it's not all hikers. So this is more of a chill place. Get it? Be chill. But you can tent there, or stay in their bunkhouse as well. But real nice place. I stayed there, and then Trail Angel brought me back this morning from the same spot to start off again. And that's where I am now, about 5 miles in for the day, maybe 6 now. Real foggy, but that, like I said, that's burning away, and it's going to be a really nice day. And the rain is going to be gone for a few days, unless that changes. So some good hiking, get some good miles as I get closer to Shenandoah National Park. So continuing on this beautiful day of fog and ridgeline walking. Oh, see, it's starting to break over there. You can see a little bit of the mountain over there. So should be broken here soon, I would think, and get some really good views. I love it when the mountains give you a faucet to restock your water. Refreshing. All that rain last night, making it pour like a high pressure faucet. Woo! There's a campground up that road that said ice cream, milkshakes, and burgers. Why did I read that? Ugh. Keep hiking, Fortune. You don't need food yet. But the good thing is, I know, according to the map, there's another route into that campground in about 4 miles. So if I'm really, really hungry by then, maybe I'll go to that campground. I doubt it. The plan is to keep hiking today. Check out that sweat. I don't even know if you can see it. Some rocks, some more rocks, but there's this rock, which is a fortune rock. It's made for me to sit down and have a snack. So the funny thing is, it's about the same temperature as it was yesterday. However, it's humid today and was dry yesterday. Yesterday was chilling me to the bone. Probably a little more breeze, a couple miles an hour, up to 5 miles an hour more than today. It's just a real gentle breeze today. And I haven't had a lot of incline. I mean, I literally just descended for a couple miles. And I'm just pouring sweat. It's because of the humidity and like in a rainforest. So it's funny how humidity versus dry can cause that much of a difference in your body temperature. But I'm going to sit down. I'm going to eat something sweet. I'm going to eat some peanut butter, some cheese, some combos, and then continue on. You know, so far today, the weather is making me look like I don't know what I'm talking about. If you remember earlier in this video, I said like 95% of the time throughout my life, if it's foggy, and the sun will burn it away and it'll become sunny at some point during the day. Well, the sun did come through, the fog did go away, and now it's been cloudy ever since, pretty much. I think it's like 20 or 30 minutes of sun and been cloudy ever since. But I'm standing by what I said, and even if I'm wrong, this could be one of the 5 or 10%. But I'm still standing by what I said. It is going to be sunny before the day's over. I'm running out of time for the sun to shine, so it needs to get a move on, but I think that sun will shine, or at least be mostly sunny before the day's over. Let's wait and see. Standing on the summit of Fork Mountain. That was a doozy. That was a sweater climb. About 1,100 feet in 1.25 miles. No rocks, no big scrambling, anything like that. Just nice, steady, intense incline that got me sweating. It wasn't really a burner on the legs, just pouring sweat. I'm telling you, it feels like it's 90 degrees out here, and it's not. I don't know if you could tell, but that's sunshine. The sunshine is coming out. Woo! But Fork Mountain is in the bag. Check this shelter out. I'm not staying here. It's way too early. But let's take a look at this thing. You kind of go around, walk next to the creek, and then you wrap around the corner, and then boom, it's right there. I didn't even notice that it was coming. Look at this. Big like front porch, balcony, whatever here. One over there. Sleeping area there. And another sleeping area up top, right there. That has to be one of the biggest shelters on the AT. I'm guessing there's a privy up there somewhere. Look at that, has a little bar, picnic table out there, and it starts climbing over there again. That's pretty cool though. It's called the Bryant Ridge Shelter. So I filled up water there at the shelter. Little water source right behind it. I'm hoping it's a good water source. I filtered, of course. But you never know, could be running down from the privy. I'm joking. That's so gross. I don't want to put those thoughts in my head. But anyway, I am probably going to go about another 5 or so miles. There's another shelter there with some tent sites and everything, but more importantly, in those 5 miles, it's 2,500 feet of elevation. I think I'll be ready to be done by then. Just because I'm not a big fan of saving a bunch of elevation for the end of the day. Not that I saved it. There was plenty of elevation in the beginning. Very cruisy elevation though, gradual except for that one big climb, or intense steep climb if you want to say it that way. But yeah, I think 2,500 feet in the last 5 miles will be enough, and I'll be ready to eat some dinner and call it a day. It'll be about a total of 21 miles or so. So that's good for me. And by the way, that sun is out, in case you didn't know. Just want to keep pointing that out. I was right, although it took me a while to be right today. Usually when that happens, the fog burns off and it's sunny right away. It wasn't sunny for a while, but it is now, even though it just went behind clouds as I'm talking. Anyway, let's go climb some mountains. Just climbed probably about 1,900 or 2,000 feet in elevation of that 2,500 for the last 5. I'm still 2 miles from the summit of the mountain, but it's only 200 feet more, than where I am right now. But in 2 miles, I'm thinking probably what's going to happen is I'm going to drop down 500 or 600 and then go up another 500 or 600 plus that 200. So I still have some elevation to go for sure, but that was a burner. Again, not in the legs or the body, but in the sweat glands. Whoo, I am sweaty. Definitely cooler up here. A little breezier too. Not quite as hot as it was before, but I'm warm. But getting close to that last summit, and then it descends a little bit to where I'll be camping tonight. Woohoo! Okay, so that was bad math on my part. Also bad on looking at the map wrong. You would think I would just delete that last video clip and start over, but that's not my style. I make mistakes, and I want you to know my mistakes, because this is a real channel. There's no editing. It is just simply just like it would be if he was out here. And I would have made this same mistake if he was out here. But I've went about 1,900 so far in 3 miles. And there's 2 miles left to the shelter and tent spot where I'm going to stay this evening. It's only 1.3 to the summit, and 600 more to go to the summit in that 1.3 miles. So I was looking at the shelter, not the summit, and now I'm all straight on what's going on. 600 more feet of elevation in 1.3 miles, and then down 0.7 and about 400 feet And then, unless I change my mind, I'll be setting up camp for the night. Push up this mountain, the wind is trying everything in it to stop me. Hopefully that wind will calm down at the shelter that I'm going to, or I might be sleeping in the shelter versus my tent. Pretty strong wind. Woo! That wind's knocking me all around on that last climb. Basically on the summit now, 0.2 from the highest point of the summit, but this is the more flat part. So it's a very gradual, probably 50 feet more of elevation, and I'll start descending. That was a good climb for the end of the day. Whipped me around between the elevation and the wind, between pouring sweat, then being up top or getting close to the top where it was super windy and a cold wind at that. It's exhilarating. Standing on the summit of Floyd Mountain, a 3,500 footer. First one I've had for a minute. Also one of the steepest and toughest climbs I've had for a minute. Felt great, even at the end of the day. Would have been easier at the beginning of the day, but I'll take it anytime I get it, because I love to stand on the summits. Views of the mountains in between the trees, but besides that, it is all socked in with those trees. And right here behind me, right up here, that's the actual summit. But it was so dang windy up there, I came down here to call it out, because y'all need to hear me call it out when I say Floyd Mountain is in the bag. That wind is already going away. I love it. I don't know if you could see that mountain right there, but there's a big white ball tower up there. Like a radar or something, or several towers up there, but that is the next big one. I think that's almost 4,000 foot, which I haven't had a 4,000 footer for a while either. Not too many of those left, and then they kind of go away for until up north. But that's Apple Orchard Mountain that I will be tackling in the morning. I am definitely going to be staying in the shelter tonight because that wind is bitter and cold. Feels like it's coming this way. So since it's coming this way, that means I should be good. Oh. Yeah, right here. You know, right where that bird poop is. Well, I'm gonna make some dinner and set up camp and hit my head because I always hit my head in these things. But yeah, there's no tent for me tonight. About 3,100 up. I know it's already going to be like close to freezing lower than this. So it's probably going to be like in the mid 20s up here. And then with that wind, that's going to be pretty cold. So I'll be staying in the shelter tonight and having a great night of rest and food. Today, about, 20.54 miles and 4,900 feet of elevation. One deer. It's all the wild animals I've seen. That's okay. I've seen a lot of deer. Haven't seen any bear yet. Don't want to see it tonight while I'm sleeping. I will see definitely plenty of bear this year and other wild animals as well. I keep a good tab on it because I always like to know by the end of the year or by the end of the Thru-Hike. Anyway, everybody have a good night, and remember, live life.